You never went far from the place you were born. You never went far from home. A song and a story were all that you knew of the places that you'd never go.
We are going to Yellowknife today, so we're in Edmonton, +6, and we're going to -21. But it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna interview a very talented and creative composer in Yellowknife, so looking forward to it. Let's go!
And the time has come to fly to the subarctic and meet a composer friend of mine, Carmen Braden.
I'm a small town at the end of a long road. No one comes here but the ones who call me home. I don't mind the loneliness at all.
We just arrived and now doing a little tour in the town. It's really nice, it's great to be here. It's very cold and I'm looking forward to introduce our composer.
Dust collects on streets where no one walks, and the safest place to stand is on the old grey rocks. Small towns either grow or get passed on, 'cause no one can.
We are here getting to know Carmen Braden's music, and today she's gonna take us to an amazing frozen lake. We're gonna drill through the ice and she's gonna show us how she captures sounds and transforms them into music. So come with me, let's go.
I've seen the country rise up like a giant in the morning.
Okay, let's load up the gear. Hold this, hot chocolate. Awesome. Very important.
Okay. To touch the ocean.
Hey! Okay, stop! We'll have to walk a little ways out from the ice road, because when we're on the ice road, the ice here is really thick, and I don't need it to be really thick, so we'll just go a bit farther.
It wasn't just our hands that were freezing. Our GoPro didn't resist the cold and completely shut down. Well, operational problems were overcome and we moved on. If there's something I learned with Carmen, is that you must keep moving, jumping, running so the blood can circulate, otherwise your feet will start freezing.
Just toss it as far away as you can. Not on the gear. I'm listening for the ice making its own sounds. So when the ice is under pressure from maybe the cars going under, or just when the temperature changes, or when the pressure and the air changes, or just when the ice is forming itself, it makes beautiful sounds. It makes cracks and booms and boinks in the middle of winter now, but then in the beginning of the year it makes different sounds. At the end of the year it makes different sounds, and I think of it as the ice talking, making its voice.
So there are some pieces that you composed based on these sounds, right?
Yeah.
So Candle Ice, as you mentioned, how was the process for that specifically piece?
The sounds I used in Candle Ice were actually captured in the spring, so in a couple months when the ice starts to melt, that are all kind of connected, and they start to move around each other and make like a crystal sound. Make sure your chin, there you go. I took the sounds and was just listening to them afterwards in my headphones, and did some computer processes to change them in kind of electroacoustic composition fashion. And then I also put them through different computer processes to learn about the physical properties of the sounds. And I brought that into the music for the instruments. And then when the piece happens, they are played side by side. And the piece itself is gradually moving through as the ice melts. Ice melting is quite a gentle, calm, it looks like nothing's happening, but actually at the molecular level, it's super exciting, and there's lots of things going on to just make that ice crystal break back into its water form, into its liquid form. And so I brought that kind of frantic feeling of like action and excitement into the music in the middle of the piece. And then at the end, it goes back to the human experience of it being really calm and gentle. And then at the very, very end, you hear the water after the ice has turned around. So it's actually a weird thing to think about, that in like 3 or 4 months' time, this will be completely water. And we couldn't stand on it, and all this ice will be gone, and the trucks won't be driving, and it's a completely different world. When I'm out here listening, it's very much just almost meditative. I'm not really thinking about the music that might happen before or after, or if I'll even put it to music. It's more of just an experience that I like to do outside in nature.
Oh, the shadows falling far away. When there is no gravity, downstream means nothing, nor upstream.
Okay, Carmen, now that we are in a much warmer place and listen to all those wonderful sounds, what happens now? How those sounds become music?
In one piece called Candle Ice, which we talked about a bit on the ice, it's for piano trio, so violin, cello, piano, and these ice sounds. So the music, when you see it, looks pretty normal for, like, you see written notes, and then there's indications of when the sounds play in the actual music, but you can't really notate the music either, so it's something you just have to put in the score for the musicians.
So the actual sounds in this piece are played?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
And so it's a combination of kind of like the normal sounds that I recorded, very kind of pure and unprocessed, and then I blended that with the sounds that I then transformed with different computer processes to put different effects on, or try to make it sound a certain way to match the music that was going on at the same time, or one leads the other. So there's lots of different things happen with that, but to actually get from that sound to the music for the instruments was a neat process for this one. So I chose a very specific moment of this field recording. Here, I can play just a minute. So you can hear little clinks of the ice clinking against each other.
It reminded me almost like those chimes, like wood chimes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll show you here a picture of the kind of ice that it is. So you see there's actually water behind it. So this is the springtime, and the water is melting the ice, and it melts in such a way that it makes those long candles, right? And they're really sharp, and they're kind of all connected like this, and they jumble, and make those beautiful little clanky sounds. So I took that little sample of that sound, and then it shows me on a graph these big frequencies. So with computers now, it's very easy to be able to tell, oh, if I look where that big spike is, that is actually a certain frequency, and that actually translates onto a piano as a certain note. So if we even just open the piano, that would be something like that note, even though it doesn't sound like that. That pitch or something close to it is in the sound. And so I use that one as well as this really funky looking one here called this is a sonogram, and it shows me when the color changes when it's louder. And so here the green makes it look like these areas here are loud. So the time goes across the bottom as you play it. Oh, so I can tell that little boom, boom, which kind of sounded like that. I can also just put my mouse over it and it tells me, oh, that's around the G sharp. That one. Super high.
So it clearly shows the most prominent pitches.
Yeah, it clearly shows those that are in the sound, which sometimes can sound a bit like white noise, but it can help bring it out. So I use those pitches that I found in one little snippet, one kind of snapshot, to bring into the music themselves. So then the instruments play those, not like a melody, but as a collection of pitches that they get to live in for that moment of the song.
Well, this weekend in Yellowknife has been an amazing adventure. Getting to know Carmen Braden and her music has been a wonderful journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the like, share this video, make comments below, and subscribe to the channel so you can see the next videos too. Well, now it's time to go to the snow castle, get some hot chocolate and relax. See you on New Music Pets.